Castor oil penetrates deeper than any other oil, and wherever it penetrates it can break up lumps, bumps, adhesions. So great for cysts in the breast, for breast cancer, great for irritable bowel, great for constipation. It's very good at breaking up stones in the gallbladder, kidney stones, bone spurs.
If you are interested in this topic, type "I am ready" in the comment right now. Just comment "I am ready." When I see your comment, I'll give you a heart, and if you want to support the channel, leave a like and subscribe. It takes less than a second and really helps the channel grow. And if you have any experiences and recommendations, I will love to read them in the comments below. In order to keep you out of the hospital, Dr. Barbara O'Neill believes in using food as medicine. She is a strong supporter of holistic and natural health, and she has numerous testimonies to back up her claims. Today, she will be teaching us how to use common foods as medicine and treat common illnesses that affect us. To avoid missing any of the juicy facts, watch this video through to the finish.
Now, to use castor oil, you make a little pack. Now, this is not really a poultice, it's more a compress. So you'll notice I've got an old tea towel here, so you can use an old towel or something like that, and I'm going to put the castor oil on. Castor oil is very thick and it takes a little while to soak in. So all I do is do about a middle third of the whole area.
To apply the healing castor oil, Dr. Barbara suggests that you pour a little amount of the oil into a towel or napkin. To keep the oil from leaking and smearing your clothing, make sure the napkin's outer layer, which is not exposing your skin, is coated with a plastic bag. After creating the compress, wait for approximately half an hour before applying the castor oil compress to the afflicted area and holding it there with a bandage or towel.
So the beauty of this is the plastic isn't really touching you. So the only thing that's touching you is the paper topping, and the plastic is really just to protect your clothes and stop oil going everywhere, which you don't want. Castor oil is very thick and it takes a little while to soak in. So I say to people, when you're using castor oil, pour it in and don't touch it for about half an hour. Now that's a really good area to put on the abdomen. Now if castor oil is applied to the abdomen, it will heal any problems in the abdomen. So what have we got in abdomen? For a woman, there's the uterus, so that will penetrate and break up fibroids in the uterus. That will penetrate and break up cysts on the ovaries. That will penetrate and soften the colon if the person has constipation. That will penetrate into the colon and heal the colon if the person has bad diarrhea. Remember Psalm 104 verse 14? God gave herbs for the service of man. So whether it's diarrhea, irritable bowel, or whether it's constipation, the castor oil will go in and it will penetrate very, very deep, and it causes a cleansing and a healing in that area. It's a remarkable herb.
If you're going to try this, please comment down so that I can follow up with you to see the results. You must be thrilled about using castor oil, but there are a ton of other advantages as well. Dr. Barbara claims that people can use it to break gallstones, apply it to the liver, and break kidney stones by applying a castor oil compress to their back. I have also seen people apply it to bones, fingers, and even to their foot heels. Additionally, it has the wonderful ability to help people get rid of cold feet, which is covered in our previous video, which you can watch later. Dr. Barbara's friend even used castor oil to cure her 2 tumors, so don't take it easy.
So the castor oil, I've also seen it help people with brain tumors. And what they do is they put it on the area. Remember, it'll penetrate very, very deep.
Dr. Barbara also focuses a lot on other fruits and vegetables such as potato, onion, cayenne pepper, and many more. Let's see what you say about potato and how to use it in best ways.
Now the potato is a drawer, but the potato is very gentle. There are areas in the body you would not put onion, and you would not put ginger, and you would not put garlic, but the gentle potato. So where are those areas? In the tender parts of the body. Sprained ankle, in fact that's what we put on Zaza when she sprained her ankle yesterday, was the greater potato. The greater potato is very cooling, so if you've got an inflamed red area, the potato, because it's high in phosphorus and potassium, the skin absorbs that and reduces the inflammation. Now the way I make my poultices is mess-free. That's what I like, mess-free. So I wrap up Glad Wrap a few times, and what I'm aiming for with my poultice is that I've got a little bit more plastic around the edge of my poultice. And then I put the cloth that I'm going to make the poultice on down. I'm not sure what you call these in America. We call them Chuck's cloths. I guess that's the brand name. But I guess you call them a cleaning cloth, yeah? And they're disposable, and they've got little holes in them. If someone had breast cancer, I wouldn't use this, but if someone had a swollen ankle or a sprained ankle, it would be fine to use for that.
To use grated potatoes as medicine, wrap them in a plastic or leather outer covering. Place a cloth over the plastic to create an inner layer. Rate the potato on the cloth, being careful not to use too much. Fold the cloth to cover and hold the potato, and then place the plastic over the affected area to create an outer covering. Please comment down if you're going to try this or already tried it so that we can see the results.
So I now have a package, and now I turn it over, because where you put the poultice on, you're going to put it on that side that just has one layer. So can you see how much plastic I've got around my poultice? So can you see how much I've put on here? And now I'm going to fold it over, which is how you make the poultice. You fold over two sides, like that, and then you fold over the other two sides.
According to Barbara O'Neill, potatoes are especially helpful for delicate body parts where more potent treatments like onions are needed. Garlic or ginger may be too abrasive. For example, grated potato works well for sprained ankles and irritated eyes. When applied to the skin, potatoes' high phosphorus and potassium content neutralizes acidic conditions and reduces inflammation. Barbara explains that she frequently makes a mess-free compress out of grated potatoes wrapped in plastic and cloth.
Now we're going to have a look at ginger. Ginger can be used internally and ginger can be used externally. Internally, it's an anti-inflammatory, but it's probably mostly known for its anti-nausea effect. Now the easiest way I think to have this is to grate it. So you grate it on that little grater, and you'll grate about a teaspoon, and you put it in a little teapot and pour boiling water on it, and let it sit probably 10 minutes. If someone's very cold, maybe they've been caught out in the cold or something and it's very hard to warm them up, give them a cup of hot ginger tea and it will warm them up very nicely. So it can be used for nausea, it can be used to warm a person if they're chilled or cold.
Ginger can be utilized both internally and externally, according to Dr. O'Neill. Ginger is well known for its anti-inflammatory and anti-nausea effects. Many seasickness or vehicle sickness medications include compressed. The simplest way to eat ginger is to grate it. To use ginger externally, grate it into small pieces, wrap it in a towel or light cloth, place it on a plastic bag to serve as an outer covering, and apply it to the body part that is afflicted.
So if you apply this to the lower back, the heat relaxes the muscles, and yet the ginger is reducing the inflammation. And the first one I'm going to look at is the onion. You can use onion cooked or you can use it raw. And the cooked onion, in my knowledge, is used for two main reasons. One is for an earache. Now you either steam it or dry bake it, because if you boil it, some of the healing properties in the onion will go into the water. And then when it's soft, you cut it in half And you cut it in half acrossways, so you're now looking at the rings. And what you can do is you can squeeze it, squeeze some of the juice from the steamed onion. It'll be boiling, and when it hits the spoon it'll cool a little, and then you can put that into the ear, and that can bring a bit of relief. And then you wrap up the onion in a cloth. Now you can use a cloth like this, which looks like it's a cut up from an old sheet, or you could use a hand towel or a tea towel. So you wrap it over a few times, because remember, it's boiling hot. And when you get it to the right temperature, test it on your arm, then it can be placed on the ear, and then you will put a little sheet of plastic over that, which will keep the warmth in, and then you could bandage it on the ear. As long as you can keep it warm, you can keep it there. If it starts to get cold, then the ear will ache. The onion will just reduce the inflammation to the point that the blood may take the pus away. But the raw onion is used often mostly for respiratory.
On the other hand, raw onions can be used as medication. Dr. Barbara explains how to utilize it to treat respiratory conditions. Additionally, to utilize raw onions, chop them into bits and place them in a plastic bag. Since your feet have been shown to have the most pores in the body, they make an excellent site for absorption. Place your feet inside the plastic bag and secure it with socks.
I've got a little tip that may help you. Now, when you're camping, you've nearly always got an onion, and you've just about always got plastic bags. And so she did it to the lady who was willing to do anything. It's such a simple treatment and yet quite effective.
Finally, from the deeply penetrating benefits of castor oil to the gentle yet effective healing properties of grated potato, ginger, and onion, Dr. Barbara O'Neill's teachings on the use of common foods as medicine offer a compelling approach to holistic health. Please remember to subscribe for more natural health advice and solutions, and to leave a comment if you found this video to be beneficial. This video's content is meant solely for educational purposes and should not be construed as medical advice. Prior to beginning any new medication or solution, always get medical advice.